right, welcome in everybody. Not catching any volume from the courts at the moment. We'll see if that's us or if that is the facility. Nevertheless, kicking things off with doubles action here at Penn indoors. It's a nice wet day outside. Sorry for the delay getting going. But your home Penn Quakers taking on Yale. Big time implications for this match. These two teams battling to get into the NCAA tournament. Penn coming in number 40, Yale number 37. I think you were hearing the audio and I just wasn't. Got it fixed on my end. Taking a look at those live rankings, mentioned Penn coming into this one number 40, Yale number 37. You look at the live rankings, Penn down to 45, Yale down to 43. That, unfortunately for Penn right now, making them the first team out from an NCAA tournament perspective. Right now, that cut line sitting at number 44, Miami. Yale the second to last in, Penn the first out. A win today here probably locks up an NCAA tourney berth for the winner. And the loser going to have to sweat it out or maybe try to add another match. If they have dates, the Ivy League, one of the conferences benefiting from the fact that they have no conference, the only one benefiting from the fact that they don't have a conference tournament. So the rule that says you have to play your matches before the first day of your conference tournament, if you add them, doesn't really apply to the Ivy since they don't have a conference tournament. Goganeni with a nice cross there as it's Aaron Sandler and Eduardo Graziani on the far side for the home Quakers, taking on Vignesh Goganeni and Liao here. It's Edward Liao on the near side. There are a few Ivy League teams kind of hovering right around that bubble, and that's Yale, Penn, and Harvard. All three of them flirting with the bubble, so wouldn't be surprised in the least to see two of them play each other if they have any dates available. One love lead here for Goganeni and Liao early. Doubles action. Try to get the scores from the other two courts as we start seeing them show up on the screen for you. And it's a break for Goganeni and Liao, and they take a 2-love lead here on court 1. Graziani and Sandler have been outstanding. One of the top doubles teams in the country this year. Made semifinals at the NCAA tournament in November. They are currently the number 32 ranked team in the ITA, but 29-3 on the year for Graziani and Sandler. Goganeni here serving for Yale. Goganeni out of Mason, Ohio, the Cincinnati area. He's had an outstanding year on the singles front. Had a tremendous fall, did Goganeni. And he's number 32 in the ITA rankings in singles. So got a pair of 32s here on this court. 28-5 overall in the year for Goganeni in singles. I'm sure we'll see more of that. We'll get into singles action. Right now, break leads on 1 and 2 for Yale. Let's go ahead and take things down. To court number 2. Here on 2 for Yale. Jason Schuler and Dylan Soy. They're taking on the home team. Of Justin Chung and Votek Vales. 2-1 lead right now. Break lead for the Yale Bulldogs. They are serving from the far end. Chung there on the return, a sophomore from Irvine, California. For the Quakers, Vale's a freshman from the Czech Republic, Prague. Pretty big guy, 6'3". Bales came in as the second-ranked junior in the Czech Republic. As they've managed to get things back on serve here. Do our final intro on 3, and then we may go into the triple so we can see them all at once. Keep up on the scores. Going to have, starting off with lots of early line questions. You saw the coach for the Bulldogs there kind of walk by and tell them to get to playing, as they were making a pretty good argument about the line calls. Eduardo Galde, interim head coach for Yale, along with Sebastian Weil. Weil played his college days, finished up at Wisconsin, started at Minnesota, went on to be grad assistant at Alabama before coming over to Yale. And so from a breakdown, I believe they were a breakdown. Nonetheless, it is now a break up for Soy and Schuler here on 2. Good news. If you are a Yale, or a Penn tennis fan here as we come down to court 3. As it's a 4-love lead for the Quakers. As Sharia Bardwaj and Niskal Sperling for the Quakers. Out very quickly now. 5-love here on court 3. So Penn looking to make quick work of things on the bottom court here. Let's get you quickly back to 1. And then maybe we'll bring all 3 of these courts in for you. Back over to court 2 now. Take you into the triple view here. Look at those scoreboards situated correctly for you here. As the Quakers take it 6-love on court 3. So we'll split your 2 remaining here. Penn just needing 1 of these. And Chung and Vales have a 4-2 lead here on court 2 on the right. Get these scoreboards situated for you correctly here so you can see the full names. So the Quakers now a 5-2 lead here on 2, just needing 1 more to grab this doubles point. Bonfiglio would love nothing more than to get off to a good start here with doubles in a match that certainly feels like a play-in match for the NCAA tournament for his team. Three all on court one. Vignesh Goganeni serving there on the left side of your screen. Just deep on that return from Yale. I think the serving indicator wrong here, obviously on court two, as Chung and Vales are serving here. Look at the Ivy League standings. Penn and Yale both sitting at 3-3. Right now, Columbia leading the Ivy League at 5-0. Cornell alone in second at 4-1, and then Dartmouth and Harvard both 3-2. Yale and Penn 3-3. But again, no conference tournament here for the Ivies, so this the last match of the regular season for these two. And down the middle from Chung. No response from the Yale Bulldogs. And Penn takes the doubles point and the 1-0 lead. And the Quakers got exactly what they needed here. And they take the 1-0 lead. So we will transition over from doubles to singles. Give us about a 5-minute break. We'll come back and get you all the intros for singles action in this NCAA play-in match between the Quakers and the Yale Bulldogs. Grab yourself a snack, come back in 5 and join us. Your score after doubles: Penn 1, Yale 0. right, we are back and ready for singles action. Here on court one. Realize as we get set for action here on court one between Manfredi Graziani and Vignesh Goganeni. I actually called Manfredi by his brother's name, Eduardo, earlier. Penn fans well aware of Eduardo. Manfredi, the lefty here, taking on Vignesh Goganeni. Graziani, a senior from Italy. Went to school in Zurich. He's a good friend, best friends from childhood with Dylan Dietrich of the Virginia Cavaliers, one of the top players in the nation. Saw them both at the NCAA individual tournament at the USTA National Campus in the fall, and it was Dietrich's mother that was telling me the story about how Dylan and Manfredi were best of friends growing up, still are. Graziani pulls that backhand. So the Quakers going to need 3 here. And you know Coach Bonfiglio knows exactly what this match means for his team. So we get our team scoreboard on there for you and put that point on the board for Penn. Stick through this one for maybe 2 games, as we'll catch changeovers most places at the same time after the first game, and then work our way down. Graziani's played his entire slate of dual match action at the 1 spot for the Quakers, 12-6 on the year. For Graziani, a dual match play that is. Mentioned Goganeni. 28-6 overall now, including all the fall play. 8-3 in the fall, so 20-3 now. In dual match play for Goganeni. Had a 17-match win streak in there. Did Vignesh Goganeni, because he lost his first match of the spring to Sebastian Domingo of Notre Dame, and he's lost his last two now. In Ivy League play to Rohan Murali of Harvard and Paul Enchaste of Princeton, and ran off 17 straight in the middle, including a win over Michael Zhang of Columbia. Graziani was second team All-Ivy in singles last year. He and partner Aaron Sandler, that we saw play in doubles there, ITA All-Americans based off that run at the NCAA tournament, the first in program history for Penn. They were as high as number 2 in the nation, Sandler and Graziani, in doubles. So those are our intros here on Court 1. Early first set scores everywhere. Let's move on through the courts and let you see who's playing everywhere. Let's go down to Court 2. The junior from New Jersey, Luca Butera, for the Quakers here. He'll be taking on the sophomore, Edward Liao. Liao from Comic, New York. Butera, 8-12 on the year in dual match play for the Quakers. So a spot that's certainly in a comeback that Yale's looking for here. They would like to be able to take advantage of. Played a couple matches at 1-3, but the primary duty for Butera has been here at the 2 spot this year for the Quakers. 7-10 at 2. see the let call there. If you're looking a little tough to see at points which team is which, as they've both elected to go with blue shorts and white tops. But if you get a chance to make it out, most, at least at the start here until they change shirts, most of the Yale guys have the block Yale across the chest, whereas Penn's just got the little logo in the upper corner of the chest here. So Butera here serving for the Quakers. Didn't mention it while we were on court one there. Graziani, 69th in the current ITA singles rankings. Had mentioned Goganeni was 32nd during doubles play. So top 75 matchup there on court one. And Butera getting loud early. Get a sense that these guys know what they're playing for. Butera's turned things around here lately. Was on a 4-match losing streak before winning his last 2 over Teodorovich of Cornell and Fimvangza of Brown. We'll take this one down to court 3. Early two-love lead, and now they'll head into the changeover as it's Sharia Bardwaj sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina for the Quakers, taking on Jason Schuler for Yale, but we don't want to watch the changeover. So let's go down to 4 and check out Vales and Lee. We'll check Vales. Gonna assume being checked that Wojciech's actually says that Valis. Now 2-all for Valis here, serving from the near side. That's a nice little inside-out backhand from Eric Lee. Lee, a senior from Skillman, New Jersey, for the Bulldogs. Vallis sails the backhand long, and you see the frustration right away from him. Penn certainly looking to see if they can grab at least 3 of these first sets here and keep that advantage they've built up in the doubles point. There's Eric Lee. Trying to make some inroads in the Vallis service game here to see if he can go up a break. And Vallis just able to reach out. Lee almost looked at that like he had kind of given up on the point, or it was not up. But it was indeed, and Vallis puts it back in play there. You can see the fans just out of the top right corner there, lined up on the balcony, trying to make a little noise for the Quakers at home. They did their job on social media, trying to urge the fans to come out for this one. And that's an overrule, as I never saw the call. I'm not even sure if it's going to go down as an overrule, but Lee claiming that he called it out. Vallis appealing to the chair, and the chair says the serve's good. Never even saw the call, and I'm with him. I never saw him make the out call. This might be a deciding point here. I'm not sure. I think Vallis paused as he saw the people walking behind the tarp there, as you get that little window where you can see them pop out of nowhere. Oh, great answer from Eric Lee as Vallis throws his racket down in the court, bounces right back up, and he catches it. Low-key, pretty nifty move there, but it is a break for Eric Lee, and he takes a 3-2 lead on some great hands there at the net for the Bulldog. Move things down to court 5. First look here at Adam Bain and Ethan Chung. Bain, 6'3" freshman out of Newport Beach, California. You saw Coach Bonfiglio having a word with him right before this point. Two all here. 5 early on. Ethan Chung, also freshman or first year, as they like to say at Yale. Also from California, San Jose. So good chance that these two have some pretty good familiarity with each other. Both coming up in California. Oh, and that was a little lazy by Bain there. It looked like he thought the ball before that was going to go long, and he just didn't move his feet. And that is a good look right there for you at head coach Rich Bonfiglio. Bonfiglio came over and took the Penn job after being on the USC staff under head coach Brett Macy there. Bonfiglio, one of the, I won't even say one of the key in bringing Lerner Tien to USC for the semester he was there. And Adam Bain takes a 3-2 lead here on 5. We'll go down to 6 for our final introduction. It's 2-all there as well. For Matthew Rudder and Dylan Soy. Rudder, a senior from the UK. Lefty here on the near side. You see this Penn indoor facility set up in banks of 2, so makes the coaching duties a little bit challenging, but you can't really see what's going on 4 of the courts. And Coach Bonfiglio taking the reins on 5 and 6 right now. Rudder gets the hold there, takes the 3-2 lead. So we start looking around now as to where we go scoreboard chasing. And the first stop's got to be court 3 as Penn's Sharyar Bharadwaj has a 5-love lead here. Jason Schuler here on the near side for the Yale Bulldogs, serving at love 5. That's a nice forehand there from Schuler, looking to find something here before this set finishes. Good start, though, for the Quakers. In singles right now. So give you a look at those scores across all the courts at the moment. Too easy, even over the big guy, Schuler. Bardwaj able to get that lob up and down quickly as that one barely got past the service line, and Schuler just watched it go. And that'll be a first set for Bardwaj. 6-love on court 3 for the Quakers. It is 3-2 on every other court, so let's just go back to the top spot where we've got a big-time ranked duo between Graziani and Goganeni. Check back in there. And it looks like we may have caught them headed right into a changeover. Graziani had a 3-2 lead. See if that's 3-2 as they head to the chairs or if there's an update coming, but just keep moving back down through. We'll go right next door to court 2 for Liao and Butera. And you can see here, no balcony to overlook this pair of courts, and so both of them have the window of clear screen back behind the baseline on the far side. Again, we'll flash these scores for you periodically just to let you know where we're at. I think that score on court 4 is reversed. That drop shot comes up a little short. We'll let you look at that with that score on court 4 corrected. That's 4-3 Penn. So Penn right now leading on every court except for court 6 where it's 3-all. So a good start for the Quakers, but a lot of those on serve, although it is a break lead for Graziani and Bain. So 2 of those 5 remaining first sets break leads for the Quakers. This spot right here, 2 for Penn, the only spot in the lineup they've got a losing record at on the year. So, as we mentioned earlier, really a spot that Yale has to try to take advantage of. But Butera hanging tight right now with Edward Liao. You look by position for the Quakers to their toughest spot. Six, their best spot. 17-5 at the 6th spot. So the depth for the Quakers has been a real asset this year. And you hear the Yale Bulldogs letting out. A little bit of noise, but it's 4-3 here now on court 2. Give you one more look at those scoreboards and see where we want to go next. It's a 4-2 break lead now for Adam Bain, down on 5. So let's go check back in on that one. Chung trying to hang tight again. If you weren't with us from the start, you came in late. Biggest implications for this match are for the NCAA tournament. Penn almost certainly must win this match to make the tournament. Yale likely in, but you never know. You look right now. Current live standings, Yale the second to last team in, Miami the last team in, and Penn the first team out. So you got to believe unlikely that Penn finds a way in without winning here. So, wow, what a ball from Adam Bain there. On the run, cross court, put it right in the corner. The fact that Coach Bonfiglio is down here on 5 and 6 tells you he must think these are some key spots for the Quakers today. If they can pull these two out, they have a very good chance of pulling this one off. And that is a double fault and a break for 5-2 for Adam Bain. So we look, Eric Lee of Yale's got a 5-4 lead on 4 now. So let's go back to that one. As they're just coming out of a changeover there. Love now for Eric Lee, serving for the first set. Give you another look between points where we are here. Still very tight, really. Courts 3 and 5. 3 already in the books at 6-love and a 5-2 lead on 5. The only big advantage is one way or the other. love now. Just missing the tee there for Eric Lee. And the return long, 40-love, and 4 set points coming. And that's a set for Eric Lee. So it's a set apiece. 6-love for Bardwaj on 3 for Penn. And now 6-4 for Eric Lee on 4 for Yale. Let's go back and check in on 2. The score updates haven't been as frequent from there. Last we knew it was 4-3 Yale on the changeover. Scoreboard still says that, but something tells me that it's at either 5-3 or 4-all here. Butera here serving. So question is, Butera serving at 4-all, or is he serving at 3-5? See if we can catch anything from the chair umpire on the changeover here. Butera tries to go down the line with that one-hander. Liao has it covered. Bardwaj, after that 6-love first set for Penn on 3, now has a 2-1 on serve lead in the second. And Adam Bain has taken the first set for Penn on court 5, 6-2. And that for Butera either makes it 5-4 or just cuts it to 4-5. Didn't see the game before. Didn't happen to hear the chair there. But let's go back to 1 where Graziani got a 5-4 lead on Vignesh Goganeni. There you see assistant coach Pino He. Forage Bonfiglio also has Stratton Gilmore, presumably on 3 and 4, with Bonfiglio on 5 and 6. And there's a missed volley from Goganeni, and that's a set for Manfredi Graziani. So Graziani takes a 6-4 set on court 1. And that's now 3 first sets for the Quakers. Let's go down to 6, where Matthew Rutter's got a 5-4 lead on serve. It was at last look. Oh, beautiful pass up the line from Rudder. Nothing Dylan Soy could do. And you can see that just snuck a little long on the return. So he's serving at 4-5 here. Just missing. Dylan Soy not catching a word from the chair since we've been here. It's 2 points to Rudder and 1 to Soy, so could be 15-30, not sure. Take it back. That was not a first set for Graziani. That was a game to go to 6-5. Well executed and constructed by Dylan Soy there. Kept pushing Rudder into that forehand corner, but not giving him an opportunity to do a lot with it. Eventually drew the short one. Well, some of these first sets are still dragging along. Bardwaj and Schuler on 3 are playing a quick one. 6-love 3-2 now over there. And that's a huge reaction from Matthew Rudder. Because I think that's going to bring up set points for him here. Now I believe a second serve look on set point for Rudder. And the forehand pulled by Dylan Soy, and Matthew Rudder takes the first set 6-4. Here on court 6, so if Coach Rich Bonfiglio is spending his time on 5 and 6 because he thinks they're key matches for the Quakers, he's doing quite well. As you see him flip those scorecards back over to start the second set. And you see Adam Bain, 6-2-1 love right next door. On 5, but let's go back to 1. Where we thought the set was over, but it was just a 6-5 lead for Graziani. So it's now 3 first sets for Penn, 1 for Yale, with courts 1 and 2 to go here. And you can just see from those scorecards that it is 5-all. Next door on court 2. Scorecard not turned our way here on 1, so not sure if it is 6-5 or if we're in a breaker. We'll find out soon enough after this serve from Graziani. So these two courts here, the two left to finish a first. Penn, though, with 3 already, has to be feeling pretty good owning that doubles point. If they could stack 1 or 2 more on, they'd feel fantastic. As this must be the 6-5 service game. As this is the 3rd straight point that Graziani served. So not in a breaker yet. So Graziani serving for the first set here on 1. Very close call on that serve. Goganeni plays it as good. Big forehand from Manfredi Graziani there. As I believe that Liao got the game for 6-5 on 2. We'll wait for confirmation on that, but I believe this is set point. I think 40-15 here for Graziani. So now, I believe we've got a first set. And you see the chair coming out to warn the folks behind the curtain about what they're saying. I'm going to say that was not a set, as they're just changing ends. I am lost here. I didn't think we were in a breaker yet. We weren't. It looks like they're just doing a quick turnover. Either that or that was the first game of the second set. So that might be 7-5, 1 love for Graziani. I'm not sure. That was a really quick set break if that was the set there. Give you a look at the scores around here in a moment. go over to 2. See if we can catch the end of that first set. I want to see. Do want to see where we're at here on 1 in terms of. I think I was right. That was a Graziani hold, so that quick changeover was just the first game changeover. So 7-5, 1 love Graziani there. I believe it's 6-5 Liao here. Now we'll give you a look. At the scores on all the courts here. So Penn with 4 first sets and the doubles point. Good start to try to earn their way into the NCAA tournament here. Gonna have to check in on 3 here after this because Bardwaj that had a 6-love 4-3 lead for the Quakers. If he went on a 2-game run there, he could close it out. And Edward Liao takes the first set for Yale on court 2. So the Bulldogs trying to stay alive and keep fighting here. Let's go ahead and go down to 3 and check in on Bardwaj, where he had that 6-love 4-3 lead. Barely maybe make out those scorecards on the left side of the net post there. It looks like they might still say 4-3. But it's Bardwaj serving, so it's either 4-all or 5-3. Adam Bain now 6-2, 4 love for the Quakers on 5. So starting to see a pretty good path here. For the Quakers, if they can get Bharadwaj to get this one. Bain looks good on 5. If Bharadwaj gets this, that's 3. And then you just find one. And that makes it 5-4 for Shaurya Bharadwaj now. And the scoreboard pressure is on Jason Schuler. Back and look at court 5, where I mentioned Adam Bain had run out to a 6-2, 4 love lead. Some arguments there. There's Adam Bain. You hear him say that's the most ridiculous overrule. Nevertheless, Ethan Chung gets on the board for 4-1 there. But let's go back to 3. And see if Bharadwaj can find a break for a match for the Quakers. Bharadwaj has won 11 of his last 13 contests that have been decided. A number of unfinished matches in there, but he's been hot. (12-2) overall in dual match singles play on the year for him. put away with some emphasis by Jason Schuler as he gets the hold, and we stay on serve here, 5-all now. They need to split these to keep an eye on Bain. Oh, lovely pass by Schuler there, but let's go ahead and split them. And Ethan Chung just got a break. For 4-2. So that 6-2-4 love lead. One of the breaks is gone to 6-2, 4-2 now. And Bardwaj now running into a little bit of difficulty. Matthew Rutter's opened up 3 love in the second for Penn. So lots of opportunities for the Quakers. See who can walk through the door and find one. Oh, as Chung goes down, still tried to hit the ball from on his back. Unsuccessful. Big forehand from Bardwaj down the line. Did he need that? He takes a 6-5 lead. Ethan Chung. Chung waited on that little half volley, but still hair eager, pushed it wide. Schuler serving to get this one to a tiebreak on the left. And Ethan Chung comes up with the hold on the ball in the net from Adam Bain. So Bain opened up a 4-love lead here in the second. Now back to 4-3. Bharadwaj. Could be a match point there. I'm not sure if that's... Not sure. Backhand down the line. That, I believe, is going to set up match point for Bharadwaj. I think that's going to be 15-40. Potentially 3 match points here for Shaurya Bharadwaj for Penn. And long from Jason Schuler, and Shaurya Bharadwaj puts point number 2 on the board for the Quakers. 6-love, 7-5 on court 3. And the wheels have fallen off of Adam Bain here. He was up 6-2 for love, and it is all Ethan Chung right now. Similar situation over on 6 as to where Bain was. Coach Bonfiglio hoping that Rudder can have a little more success closing it out. He is 6-4 for love next door. Graziani 7-5 4-1 on Goganeni. So all Penn right now. Bright spot for Yale right now is Eric Lee has a 6-4 5-2 lead on court 4. So let's go to that. See if Yale can get something on the board. Eric Lee here serving for the match against Wojtek Valles. Oh. I wanted to flinch on that one as Eric Lee just put his head down after hitting the ball long, and Valles sent it back at him. Bounced, looked like it hit him right in the side of the head. All now for Eric Lee here. But it's a set and 4-1 on courts 1 and 6 for the Quakers. That, their path of least resistance to a victory here today. Valles elected to go right at Eric Lee when he had the entire backhand line open. Worked out for him, but questionable decision there. Oh, just missing. 1540 now, just a few inches there for Eric Lee. Lee wanting to find that third ball. So Lee unable to close it out there. Good news for him is he'll have at least 2 chances. Well, 1 more, that is. Going to have to start keeping an eye on those set and 4-1 leads, though. Maybe we'll go into the triple box here. You see Graziani now 5-2 in the top left, serving for the match. Returning for the match here is Eric Lee, so let's go ahead and shift these around to bring Graziani in, serving for the match. And Manfredi Graziani, as we go there, takes it 7-5, 6-2 over Vignesh Goganeni. And you can see him hugging the teammates. You know what it means to him and this team trying to get into the NCAA tournament. So Penn takes a 3-0 lead and just 1 more now needed for the Quakers. And they all come running to go somewhere else. And the question is, did we just miss it on another court? As Adam Bain we left Adam Bain after Ethan Chung was on a roll, and Adam Bain finishes it for the Quakers. So what a match. Your number 40 Penn Quakers knock off number 37 Yale. And hopefully for Coach Bonfiglio, punch their tickets into the NCAA tournament. They're hoping that that's enough to do it for them. But it's doubles and courts 1, 3, and 5 for the Quakers. 7-5, 6-2 for Graziani. 6-love, 7-5 for Schuler. And 6-2, 6-3, I said for Schuler, for Bharadwaj against Schuler. And 6-2, 6-3 for Adam Bain. And oh, by the way, Matthew Rudder was up 6-4, 4-1. Looking to make a 5th on the board for the Quakers. Dominant performance for the Quakers today. But that's going to do it here from Penn. Now the Quakers can sit back and watch and hope that that's enough. They will wait it out and see if they have done enough to get themselves in the NCAA tournament as they finish up the regular season in the Ivy League 4-3. Yale will finish 3-4. And that's going to do it for our broadcast today, folks. Thanks for joining us. I've been your host, Chris Halioris. You've been watching Penn's Men Tennis here on the CrossCourt cast presented by Cracked Racquets. Again, your final today, Penn 4, Yale 0.